Well, hello and welcome to Own Your Divine Light show. My name is Janet Miller, and today I'm inviting you to believe in miracles. Joining me today is Shanta Gabriel. Shanta wears many robes of light. She is a mystic, an author, a healer, and a teacher. Hi, Shanta. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is an honor. I am so thrilled. And you are such a way shower, Shanta, with the work on the path of light. You've been doing this way before I sure have, and more people than I know of, because it's amazing what you've been doing and how much, I really am so interested in hearing about your journey and owning your divine light and how this all started for you.
Well, it started officially, I would say it started when I first met my teacher from India. So that was way back in '77. And thank you for noticing that I've been doing this for a long time, because it's going on 45 years or so, close to 50 years. And I'm 73. So this is a really wonderful, exciting opportunity to share my journey. So much has happened in that nearly 50 years that it makes it so. The good news is it makes it so that I can almost relate to everything everybody's saying, everything that people are going through right now, because it's so huge. It's such a big time. And we're living in this really unknown, but in that unknown is this amazing opportunities to expand and live in light. And the light has gotten stronger and stronger and stronger all those years. So this has been a really great time. I was in 1988 asking for a new path to open for me. That was the prayer. It was very strong. It felt like I was ready for my new, for the way to express my creativity, for me to do the work I came to do. I really was asking for my soul purpose to open. And I don't know if you want to hear the whole story in with all the drama, but let's just say
as much as you want to share, because you have so many miracles that happened in your life. I feel people need to hear what happened, because it's
well, the prayer that I was asking for did happen at this very time when I was giving a massage one day, because I was a massage therapist, and I was sending light down a body, which I do at the very end to this day. And all of a sudden the room started vibrating. It was gold light. It was in California, we think, oh, it's an earthquake,
I love that.
I was living in Hawaii, and there was apparently, not normally earthquakes there. And I opened my eyes, and there was this massive being of light at the end of the table with wings that went out the ceiling. It was if I hadn't already been on my knees, I would have been knocked over, because it was huge and it was intense. And in my mind, I said, because I had a client right there, so I had to keep it really kind of quiet. And
I don't know how you did that.
I don't either, because he really did kind of scare my socks off, I have to say. And I asked in my mind, "Who are you?" And he said, "I am Archangel Michael." And at the time, I just went, no way. That's I wouldn't have. I mean, what's an archangel anyway? What do I, what are they for? I don't need it. I'm busy, So I just pretty much said, "Thank you for sharing. Goodbye," and went back to my client. Well, the interesting thing was that he didn't completely go away, but I kept ignoring him, which is not an easy thing to do. But it wasn't quite so dramatic after that. And then about a year later, Archangel Gabriel came, and he didn't scare me so much. His eyes just melted my heart, and I was able to open up and listen. And he gave me, he told me that he had some work that I could do. He was going to teach me how to receive messages. He gave me an alignment prayer that brought light into every chakra. Wow. And that was the beginning of being able to tap into my higher self, being able to listen more deeply and be inspired with these incredibly beautiful messages. And so that was 1990, and that's when my new path began. So even though I had no interest in angels, I wasn't looking for angels, the new path had its own mind. And so I ended up I've been working with the archangels now since 1990.
It's so amazing to hear that about angels, because so many people just say, oh, well, many people believe in angels, obviously.
Right.
But when you've actually seen an angel, I mean, that to me is like, wow.
I know, I'm getting chicken skin just thinking about it.
It's like people, you're changing the whole thinking of people when this happens, because they can't, no one's ever had that experience.
It doesn't relate to our normal everyday consciousness. And the thing that Archangel Gabriel has done ever since that time is talk about light. That has been the main ongoing connection to him. I see my little cursor here. That he has definitely been an advocate for studying light, for breathing light, for receiving light, for connecting to light in whatever way we can, because he says that light is malleable, that light holds the frequencies of infinite intelligence and divine love. So love and intelligence exists right there in the frequencies of light. And as we have been receiving more and more and more of this living divine substance into our world and into our bodies and into our lives, we're able now to work with light in a way that we never were before. And it's an amazing experience to be able to work with light. And just this one more thing that Archangel Gabriel says is that when we bring light into our bodies every single day, it has this transformational effect, and we are able to be both magnetic and radiant. Wow. So we fill up with light, and the world receives our light. It's just a natural way it works.
I know, it's beautiful. It's like the pebble in the pond. It's like, as long as we're bringing the light on, other people are benefiting. And I mean, your light is just huge. It's huge. And, everyone's been benefiting from that. And it just keeps multiplying now with the new energies. And as you said, expansion is just so big right now. And it's just, it's wonderful to see that we could get into this new world that we're hoping, that we've been praying for so long.
Yeah. And I'm incredibly optimistic. And it's really important that we stay in the light, that we hold this light, we expand our energy system to bring more light in, because the more we do that, as you say, we become these radiant beings, and it spreads out, and it helps. That's the way that we can help the planet the most right now. Yes. I mean, many of us have missions that we're supposed to be there right on the ground, but many of us don't know what else to do or what to do besides what we've been given in our lives. And so the idea that we can hold these high frequencies and change the world by just doing that and sending the light out to others is a huge opportunity for all of us. It gives us that grounded thing that we can actually do that will really benefit the world. Yeah.
I mean, there's so much, it can be so much simpler than we think sometimes. I complicate everything in my life, and I've learned that to simplify more and more. As you get older, you learn to simplify, don't you?
It's true. Yeah.
You can just do simple things like smile at somebody in a grocery line, or just, let someone go in front of you, or like now that people are paying for someone behind them in a grocery line or whatever. I mean, people are just paying it forward in so many ways, which is so gratifying. And so it just shows that humanity is really, we have open hearts. The hearts are always open. And, no matter what you're seeing in the world, people in general are basically all want good, and they want light in the world. They want to bring that light in. And it's wonderful.
We really do want peace on earth and goodwill within all beings. We do.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I have a question about how did you receive your name? Because I don't know that story at all.
Shanta. Well, let's see, Shanta, I received back in 1977.
Okay.
Actually, we don't have to go into it, but I never liked my name. When I was a little kid, I used to always, when I went to camp, I would change my name. I would, every time I met somebody new, I'd give them a different name. I mean, I really never liked the name. It was my father was overseas when I was born, and my mother got the name from I think an actress in a movie, and it was spelled funny, and nobody said it right or spelled it right. It was a hassle. And so I was always trying to change my name, and I did a vision quest and got a new name. And then shortly after that, I met my guru, and he gave me the name Shanta. And it was like this, yes, finally I got my name back. And so this has been a really important, because Shanta, it's important for me because Shanta is Sanskrit, and Sanskrit holds this living energy, this light energy actually.
Sure.
And it changes us at a DNA level, a cellular level. We go right in, and Sanskrit will change your frequencies. So Shanta means peaceful. And I did, Shanti is people are more familiar with, and that's peace.
Yep.
And when I asked my guru why he gave me the name Shanta when I was anything but peaceful, and he always had this he didn't speak really good English, but he always had some cute phrases that, he said, it takes some little time.
Oh.
So the time has been, extending on and on.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm definitely more peaceful than I was, 50 years ago.
Sure.
But, yeah, but we're human. We're still in a body.
Absolutely.
We've got plenty of work to do while we're still here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, and I know that you had no religious background when you got into all this, but you have a deep faith and trust that allowed you to keep following this path when the angels showed up, and then you just kept opening to, the new path you were led onto. So how did you handle all that? I mean, what was your next thought? I mean,
well, I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, I was going to say something about that. You didn't share it very quickly. Yeah.
No, I didn't. And one of my friends that I actually just saw a couple of weeks ago for the first time in years, and he reminded me that he was the first person that I shared a message with, because I was writing every day and receiving these beautiful messages, and afraid to tell anybody that I was talking to angels, and the angels were talking to me. So I finally I got such a good message. I said, oh, you've got to hear this and let me know what you think about this and how's it feel? And he's very intuitive, and he encouraged me to begin to share. And so that's when I started sharing on that level. So that was about probably 94 maybe.
Wow, it took a while then, because I know you've been here for a while. I didn't. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. But you did it. You actually did it. Because I did,
because it was they were so inspiring to me that I figured they would be inspiring to others.
Oh, absolutely.
And the other thing was that I've always had been kind of an outcast, a black sheep, a little on the weird side. And
I understand that completely.
I'm meeting a lot of people who do.
Yeah, we're all connected.
At that time, though, we didn't know that. There was no way of interacting, in such a broad scale, so we could find out that lots of people, but still a minority of people in the world, maybe about 20%, at that time, have that sensitivity, and that can feel the frequencies of light working in a body that lets you know when you're on track. And
so that was early. Oh wow.
It was. I couldn't even use the word energy to at that time because people said it was jargon and
Sure.
yeah.
Sure.
And
You
now
were a woo-woo. That was the favorite word.
woo
Right?
woo, very woo.
Oh, true.
That's right.
That. So, and then you had, your amazing miracles, and you have this power of divine light. How do you help people access this in their life? How do you do that?
I teach people as much as possible how to do that alignment that Archangel Gabriel gave me.
Okay.
And that I think is one. I've had lots of feedback over the years, and it's really worked well for the people that have tried it. And I just encourage people to try it every day, and just see what happens, because it's the light does change you from the inside out. And so I can show you the alignment exercise if you like. I'll do a shortened version of it.
I don't know it. I'm not aware. Yeah, I'd love to learn. Absolutely.
Okay. So you can do this with or without hands, but since we're here and I can see my hands, I'll just go right ahead. So I start by putting my hands up and inviting the light. I invite the light from the highest source there is to enter my highest self. And I put my hands together and I ask that our higher selves join together in a beautiful soul alignment. And then I bring the light through my crown. We're bringing wisdom from the highest source there is into our minds. And we allow this to open our third eye chakras, bringing in intuition, bringing illumination, and bringing insight. Because the three eyes in the third eye, I think, is really important. And then I bring it down into my throat chakra. And I ask that compassion be in that light as we express our creativity. And then bringing light into the heart, that the heart may open and express its appreciation and gratitude, love and healing. And then into the solar plexus he has the light to bring protection and strength and courage. And then I bring the light down into my second chakra. I ask for unity consciousness and creativity to expand there. And I ask the light to flow through the base chakra, bringing well-being into every area of my life. And then we ask the light to flow straight down into the Earth star. So from the Earth star to the soul star above our heads, we are in perfect alignment, in harmony and connection to source energy, and the light is filling our bodies. Now, when I do a light activation session, I'm bringing light with the colors into every chakra, and I'm also inviting the archangel, because there's an archangel in every chakra as well. And so this combination, even if you don't know about the archangels or anything, just bringing light through and letting those qualities of consciousness that are existing in every chakra, letting those be strengthened by what we do. So that is a very powerful tool for alignment, and it brings light into every cell in the process.
I can feel it. My whole body's tingling.
Me too.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And it happens every time. I mean, that's been going on for 30 years,
Yes, and I had that wonderful reading with you that was amazing. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we had a light activation session, didn't we?
Yes, we did. It was so fabulous. And I can't even, it was so cleansing, and I just felt purified. I just felt uplifted. It was beautiful. So I know it's still working. It takes.
Yeah, it is.
And it was wonderful. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. And so as you have such a connection to the archangels, and as all those non-believers that are learning that this is possible, that these things do exist, that we do have other realities that we can connect with, and that it opens them to so many new possibilities and connections in their life. Do the archangels have anything they'd like to share with our audience today about what to look forward to in 2019?
2019 is a year of opportunities.
Mm.
There's such an expansion going on that it enables us to open into these new territories as long as we aren't afraid to stand in the unknown.
Okay.
So this is one of the challenges, is that it's unknown territory. We've never been here before.
Mm.
And so as far as I'm concerned, that means, go ahead. We've never been here before, so let's join together and be in the light and open up to the possibilities that occur there. Because the light waves that are coming onto the planet right now are so powerful that we can use them to create our new lives. And so as long as we have a really clear idea of what it is that we want to experience, I don't mean the details or the form even perhaps, but the feelings. How do we want to feel at the end of the year? How do we want to feel about our lives and our work and our families, and keep that real is high sense of possibility, the greatest opportunity that we can think of. Those are the kind of dreams we want to bring forward and bring them into the light, and let the light do what it needs to do to bring it to us in the form that is best for our souls.
Mm-hmm.
So we just let our souls choose the form. Our higher selves are it's the speaker for our soul.
I love
And
it.
the Archangel Gabriel was very strong about the idea that our soul's voice came through our higher self. And so rather than inviting Archangel Michael, or rather than inviting our guide, or whatever, animal spirit, go to our higher self. Let the higher self choose, because it really knows what our soul requires. And so if we let our higher selves be the guide, then we'll have the archangel, the guidance systems that we most require will be provided for us. And so when we let our higher self know that we really want to have peace in our hearts, that we really want to have well-being in every area of our lives, we want to have our soul community come and work that fulfills us, those kinds of big, large intentions are the way that we can have easier fulfillment. And so the form isn't as important as that quality of consciousness that we want to experience. Does that make sense?
Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And like you said, it's called the year of expansions, 2019. I've heard it called year of shifts, metamorphosis, and also
Transformation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's no more looking back. Like we've peeled that onion back so many times now. I think we've done it. I think we're kind of done. They're saying, what I'm hearing from different things is that if you've done the work and you've gone as deep as you feel like you've got it done, then you're done. Don't go back anymore. Go forward. Go
forward, and don't drag anything with you, because everything that was is past. It has no merit anymore. It's So we just move forward.
Don't look back. Stay forward. Stay present and look forward.
Yeah.
And I was just curious, do the archangels feel? How do they have to say about this thought? Is that something that they?
That's absolutely what they say. That not we don't want to drag anything.
Oh, good. I'm so happy.
Going forward is the way, and getting our intentions really clear. That's the way. Keeping our hearts open, and being really compassionate with ourselves, because we are in a time that nobody has ever experienced before.
Right.
And so we can't do it wrong, because we just don't know what it is. And so we have to ask the help of those beings of light that really know how we best can work with them. And they haven't done it either. I mean, this has never happened before.
I know, because humanity has taken such a leap. I mean, we've taken this huge leap of faith in so many ways. I mean, we're just one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
There's one step, visualizing it and seeing it.
Right.
When you take the step, then there's your next step. And you've got to just take a leap. Don't be afraid. And, that's what I'm doing.
I think that they're all, there's going to be fear, because that's what we do when we're around the unknown. However, we can't let it stop us. And you just reminded me of the Indiana Jones movie where he would, is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, that bridge where he had to step forward and he had to trying to take that next step and he had to have the faith.
Yes, to take one and then the other one is there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way it is for us. It's kind of like a need to know basis, you know?
Yeah, it's a new way of living.
It is
kind of more relaxing. It's less stressful.
It is.
In some ways. I mean, it scares you, but yet if we've gone this far, then we know things are, progressing, no matter how other things look outside. If you know how you feel in your heart, if you know that your path is steady and that you feel like you're in a flow. Like if you're in the flow, in my mind then you know you're on the right path.
Yes. Yeah.
Because as soon as you're not, you tend to get pushed. You feel it's just not right. And then somehow you're going to get pushed back on that path. It may not always be easy, but you're going to get there eventually. And you're going the longer route to get there.
And even the rockets that go into outer space have to be adjusted. They're on that path and trajectory, but they have to be adjusted along the way. So we have that same experience.
Yeah, we're all, I have to give credit to humanity. We've really moved forward in so many ways. And
we have to be very courageous for this.
Yeah, and I think that, people don't always give themselves credit for what they've been doing. I think, a big thing is self-love for me. I feel like once you step into self-love, it helps you change your life. I mean, and that's kind of what when you get it, that's connecting with light again. When I've been on a path that was not always the easiest, and I had to learn to like myself again. And
yes,
I did. I'm getting there. It's wonderful. I mean, it's always a journey. And what you did, your path is just huge, and you just kept praying and asking for the help. And it's
I know. Well, in 1 year, the pivotal time when I agree about self-love, and the pivotal time for me when there was no other place for me to go. I tried everything else. Sometimes I think, well, if criticism would whip us into shape, I would have been totally enlightened. But it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And in 1 year, this is late 98 to 99, I had my business went bankrupt. We lost our house. My appendix burst. I had a car accident. I went into menopause, and then my husband found a new wife.
Oh, wow.
That was all in 1 year.
You had your earthquake. Yeah, you had your eruption in your life. Wow.
It was too big. It was so big that there was nothing to do but feel, just try to find some compassion for myself so that I could at least have a new reference point, because I lost all my identity in one fell swoop. So it was a very tricky time, and I didn't bounce right back, but it was the first time that I ever had compassion for myself, and recognized that I'm not alone, and I can just keep going here. But it really did shake up my reality. To the place where I didn't know if I was going to be able to keep doing the work I was doing, so I had to wait and see. And everything just kind of came together slowly.
Well, you surrendered and you just said, okay, and you stopped. And it sounds like you took the time to just say, okay, I have to just gather myself again and just.
Well, yeah, that's really, really true. And I also. I was gathering myself, and then I said, well, I have this intuition that I'm supposed to come to this retreat center and stay here, and I got these dates and everything, and I said, well, that seemed like it was really clear, but it was all in my mind. I would like to have a physical sign.
Sure.
And in that moment, I swear that I was covered in butterflies.
Wow.
Butterflies were crawling down my face and on my arms. It was, it was such a clear sign, and it happened like instantaneously, and then they were gone. And I just went, wow, that is a really good sign. But wait, just give me one more sign.
Did you really? You asked for another sign?
I did. I actually.
I love it. Oh my goodness. That's a miracle right there that you had. And
I know.
We're such doubters.
We are. I just give me one more sign. Okay. And then there was a puddle at my feet, and there was 2 blue butterflies and a yellow butterfly came and landed in that right at my feet. And I had actually never seen blue or yellow butterflies before, or since, actually. And so I just surrendered at that place, and and just allowed it to change, because everything changed after that. So,
and self-forgiveness. I mean, you forgave whatever you thought was happening, because it's not always in your control, and we can
never in our control.
No, it's never in our control. We can beat ourselves up forever, and then you just have to surrender. And when you finally surrender, there's such a release, there's such freedom.
It's true. It's very freeing. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the self-love starts building. I mean, that's the biggest thing. I think all of humanity, we need self-love, and that's part of gaining your light. To me, that self-love and light are very similar in so many ways.
Because light carries all these qualities of consciousness. So to have that sense of unconditional love in ourselves, that's in the light. And to have a sense of compassion and courage, and that's in the light. So there, light holds all of these qualities that we can just invite into our bodies and let them shift and change as they will. It's exciting.
Yeah, you've developed cards too, right? Don't you have cards?
Yes, there's a book and a card set now, and I'm working on a new book.
Oh wow!
Oh, I'm hoping it's going to come out in the spring.
Oh, fantastic!
Yes, I'm going to self-publish this one.
Okay.
The other one's called The Gabriel Messages, and it's available on Amazon. There's a card set with the same name that just went out of print over Christmas.
Okay. It just went out of print? Darn.
No. I have an online version, but I really love the printed form. And so right now I'm just trying to find a printer so that I can have it redone, because doing a card set is not an easy thing to do.
I can imagine.
The book is way easier. Cards have to be collated, and they have, you have to have a box, and you have to shrink wrap it. And
wow.
Yeah. So they're fairly expensive to do, but they're wonderful. I love cards.
I love cards. I do.
I love the oracles. Yeah.
So I'll be waiting.
Thank you.
And it's interesting that Gabriel's so big for you, because Gabriel was at my bedside when I was born, and he seemed to have always been my angel. So I've never really seen him. I haven't seen any real angels. So when I listen to your story, I'm like, oh my goodness, to see that. I was a little scared to see them too, actually. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I don't know if I'm ready yet. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not, Now I'm saying, okay, I'm open now. Whatever is supposed to happen will happen. But
it's been very interesting, because Gabriel is in the system that I work with, he's represented in our second chakra. So all the qualities of the second chakra is what he represents. So that whole union and unity consciousness, where all the polarities come into wholeness, he's there with that. His communication skills and creativity, all of that is available. The other thing that he's done for me is introduce me to the other archangels. So in this finding out which archangel is working in my chakra system, and letting myself be open to receive messages from them also, that has been a really huge experience. And I just last January did an archangel study program for every 2 weeks. We would bring a new angel in, and we'd talk about the chakra. We do whatever yoga or other exercises that we would do for each chakra. It was very, very powerful. And it's always surprising, because as I continue, they continue to expand and open for me as well. And so the messages, the depth, the beauty. And just recently in August, Archangel Gabriel brought his female counterpart, Archangel Hope, in.
Oh.
And
I heard you.
I have never.
I know, it's like.
But there are systems there. Even I live in Mount Shasta, and Mount Shasta has a lot of different people here that are masters of a lot of different kinds of things, and there's a lot of masters here. And so one of the things that they talk about is the female counterparts to all the archangels. And I had never had an experience like that. So for me, they were all masculine. Even people see Archangel Gabriel as feminine, but I never did. So I know they don't have gender,
Right.
So, but
I guess when you choose
an energetic masculine, is one thing. So suddenly I started receiving messages from Archangel Hope using the same system that Gabriel gave me. And then it turns out that Gabriel and Hope have a retreat on Mount Shasta. And so that was another thing that I didn't know. And so it turns out that was available. And so what I've been asked to do, and this is not from my inner self, well, it probably is my inner self, but it's come from several other people who have been in my groups for a long time. So they're asking me to do another Archangel study program, only do the female version.
Sure. Because of all the energies coming out with the female.
It's such a divine feminine time. It's and that quality of feminine energy is so powerful and so transformative. So we're really being asked to call in that receptive energy and that inspiration that is provided there. So I'm willing to do this class, and it probably won't be till February or so, but that's my next working on the book and doing this and seeing what opens up with the archangels and the feminine qualities.
I'm actually going to Mount Shasta in June.
Are you?
So I have never been. I know.
That's exciting.
No.
Yeah. What are you going to the beginning or the end?
What does that mean?
Beginning of end of June.
It's sort of the middle.
Because I'm going to be going to Martha's Vineyard.
You are?
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, gee, maybe we could get together.
Well, I was going to say, if you're going to Mount Shasta, you should. I want to see you in person. That would be lovely. Would be fun. But I'm going to leave probably around the 18th.
So maybe coming at that time. I'll have to double check.
Yeah.
But Martha's Vineyard is wonderful. I haven't been there in years, and I live in Connecticut, so that's not too bad.
Well, one of my best friends from 40 years ago, they lived in the ashram with me, lives there.
Wow.
And so we do some really good work together, and she's still a really good yogi, and she's a great teacher in her own right. So we've been, the last couple of summers we've gotten together, and this one I decided I was going to stay longer.
Oh, nice.
We've been having a lot of smoke in Mount Shasta.
You're going to what?
We've had a lot of fires in California.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Oh, I've seen that. Oh, it's been
devastating. Millions and hundreds of millions of acres.
So sad. It's very curious and confusing and
very sad.
I won't go there. But it is very scary for the people that live there. It's definitely there. I don't know who's saying you have to leave, but somebody's saying it. It's either Earth or someone else.
So just keep praying for rain. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. And we've had so much in the East Coast. You need the rain. We'd love to give you some of ours.
Wouldn't that be nice if we could just do that?
Yeah, I would love to share it with you because we've had our winter's been so mild in the East Coast. We've had no snow, really. I mean, just a dust.
Mm-hmm.
Very unusual for us. That never happens. I mean, it's only January, so we still have a few months to go. It could be after that. But at the moment, it's been very, very kind, and we love it.
Yes.
But lots of rain. So thank you. And so I know you have a gift for our audience.
I do.
I would love if you'd like to tell them a little bit about the amazing gift that you have to offer.
Okay. So it's going to be two things. It's an MP3. Most people know that we've been seeing multiple numbers. Number sequences and repeating numbers, 1111,
yes.
1212, and that has been, since the light's been coming to the planet, this has been happening more and more and more, and there's messages encoding in those repeating numbers. And one of my favorite repeating numbers is the 1212 sequence, which opens us up to unconditional love. And so there's this time frame from the December 12th to December 21st, when the solstice comes, that there's a portal of energy that opens, and we're able to receive on a level that we're not normally able to receive. So I'm sending these two recordings. One is the teleconference from 1212 and the teleconference from 1221. Both of those have these embedded activations that more often they're played, the stronger they get. So it's especially nice to be able to play the 1212 recording during that 1212 time, not December 12th, but every time we see the clock strike 12,
That's good.
So it's an ongoing activation, and it connects you very deeply into the high heart chakra, which is like our I call it the golden chalice. It's a place where we can receive the Christed energy, which is unconditional love. It's not necessarily it's like the Christ consciousness, that expansiveness. It's not a person. So that's what I'm offering for people during this time.
That is gorgeous. I think I hope you all take advantage of that. And I really want to thank you so much, Shanta, for your blazing light that you share on the planet, and all the possibilities that you can have, and you show people what you can have as long as you stay on the path. And I'm just saying to everyone who's watching, what miracles would you experience in your life? And Shanta and I would love to hear about it. Please send us an email, and we would love to read them. And we hope that this show has inspired you to unlock your passions and ignite your authenticity, and to finally create the life you love.
Yes.
And own that divine light when you do that. So my name is Janet Miller, and I'll catch you on the next episode.
Thank you, Janet.
So much.